The following is brought to you by paulakers.net.
But for today, let's enjoy today, and we're going to be flying from our home base in Toronto, Canada, to Munford, which is about 2 hours north of London in the United Kingdom. And without further ado, I'm going to pass you over to Paul Akers. Welcome, Paul, from Japan.
Thanks, Richard. Well, it's going to be pretty cool because Jack's one of the top lean thinkers out there. And Jack, we were just together in Japan. And now you're already back in the UK and you're making all kinds of improvements. So I can't wait to see what you and your team are doing. I've been watching the videos you've been posting. They're just amazing. So let's do it, Jack.
Okay, thanks, Paul.
I can't get your volume. I can't get anything here.
Okay, go ahead, Jack.
You can hear me all okay?
Perfect.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay,
Perfect.
great. Yep. So thanks, Paul and Richard, for the opportunity. And so this is Jack, and I'm at JJB Corporation UK Limited. We manufacture products from sheet metal, and we've been doing that since around 2010. And we've been on our lean journey for the last 3 years. We had quite a bit of a struggle in the beginning. The first 2 years, we really struggled to get the traction and people were engaged in what we was trying to, what I was trying to do. It was only a year ago when we met Alex Ramirez, who was taking his team's daily improvements, making them into a short video every day and celebrating them every morning in their morning meetings. So that was no matter how big or small the improvement was, even 3S just before and after, even labeling your pen, we was very grateful to see that. And that's where initially I went wrong. You know, we was looking for the big things, but really we started small, and that's what really helped us. I'm currently standing in our morning meeting area. So on the wall, we have the 8 wastes and our 4 criteria for the improvements. And we have the TV above where we watch daily videos of other companies from around the world. And that really helps us get the team engaged in the morning to see exactly what we're doing. And it's a multi-use area. So this is actually our studio where we stage our new products and put them on the walls. So we're quite tight on space, so we make the most of what we have. And this is kind of a product we are manufacturing, all based from sheet metal. And at the moment, we're taking a strong focus on organization products. On the tour today, I'm going to quickly show you around the product flow. So we're going to go directly from raw material to a finished box product. This is a very simple product I designed around a year ago. So we're going to go around the factory so you can see exactly how stage by stage this is manufactured in a lean fashion.
Now,
so
Jack,
let's go.
Jack, can I say one thing? I think the most interesting thing about what's going on with you guys is that so many of your products are the result of lean thinking, are they not?
Yeah, they are indeed. I'm a little bit lazy, so I always look for the easiest way to do things. And that's related in a lot of our products. We think, well, the customer wants that too. They don't know it, but they do, you know. Customers want an easy way to store or do something. And that's been our target, to make that easy for our customers, you know. I tend to love what we're doing.
And how successful has those products been, the lean products been for you? I'm curious.
Well, very, very successful. I mean, prior to, at one point, I didn't even know lean existed, you know, and we were manufacturing products that filled a gap in the market that made someone's job easier. So I've always knew that making a product for someone that eliminates a struggle from their life is going to be good. So, you know, like I said, I'm lazy. I make products for myself. And that's how we started about 10 years ago. I started a business manufacturing.
Amazing. Okay, good.
Okay, so we're going to go quickly to the kitchen and bathroom. So
after just so you know, I like the shark.
The shark head, yeah, thanks. I like some quirky decoration like that. Okay, so 3 years ago, I went on my first Japan study mission with Paul, and the first thing he said to do was sort out the kitchen and bathroom. So when I come back, I spent 3 weeks in there on my own, refitting it. It was a standard workshop kitchen and bathroom, black and dirty and not very nice for the employees. So I sat around setting a very high standard and making sure everything had a standard place. We have a cleaning guide Monday to Friday, and every day 2 people are responsible for keeping it in top quality condition.
Amazing.
We have everything is in order with clearly labeled designated home positions, photos on the door to show what's in there. We've made it very, very easy. And this is all improvements my team members have made, not just me. So I spent 3 weeks in here doing the kitchen, tiling, making stuff, but everything else is a result from everyone else lean thinking, so to speak.
Incredible. Wow.
Yeah.
You're just taking it to a great level, Jack. It's amazing.
Yeah. We was inspired by FastCap actually for the metal on the walls. So, you know, we took a lot of inspiration from you, really.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. That's right. That's our metal. That's our metal. Isn't that interesting?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's so simple too.
In the early days, we took inspiration to use your Kanban cards and everything, but before long, it drove us crazy chasing them around. So we thought of an easier way. So what we do, the person responsible for looking after the kitchen, they need to check the inventory once a week. It's not too hard, not too much burden, I feel. If we need blitz roll, they'll scan the QR code with their smartphone and that emails the office here who will then order it. Once they've ordered it, it's slid there. And then once the product arrives, they'll put it back and put that back. And we've rolled it out across everywhere. And it was first used here in the kitchen and bathroom.
Really? So, and I'm assuming there's not a problem with them getting slid mistakenly one side or the other?
No, but it only work if you've got dialed in responsible people. If you're in your early days of lean, this probably won't work.
Yeah, right. Okay.
You need responsible, good people.
Great job.
Right.
Good job.
Right. Okay, so we're going to go through to the production now, where we turn. No, we're not going to go production. We're going to go where. We're going to go to where the Kanbans are produced.
Okay.
We kind of hacked a inventory system that we actually use a pro forma. Need to mute this. We hacked our inventory system to create a pro forma invoice, but internally on a small piece of label paper. And that's our disposable Kanban, which goes around the whole plant. And we're going to follow that round to see how it works for us. And this is Alex, who's been with us a couple of years. So he see the struggle, and then now he's helped implement a lot of these improvements and the workflow.
Okay.
Hello. Yeah. Hi everyone. Hi Paul. So my name's Alex. As Jack said, I deal with sort of the day-to-day operations of the business, making sure all the stock inventory and items are going out to customers. Believe it or not, when I first started here 18 months ago, I actually started out in customer service. That was my role, emailing customers, quotes. So one thing that really got me when I started here, I never knew about lean. And the first thing that Jack said to me when I started is we're here to serve the customer. And that really stuck with me when I first started here. And we started getting a few emails from customers that were a little bit unhappy that they weren't getting their parcels on time. Things were taking a little bit longer to go out. So I thought to myself, you know what? I'll get up out of my chair and we'll go start having a look at the process and sort of see where we can improve to sort of make sure the customer's getting the best value for their money when they're purchasing from us. So I went out into production, into packing, started looking at the process, and it soon became apparent that one of the big reasons was we just didn't have enough stock to meet demand for the orders that we had going out. So orders were being rushed through very quickly, which in turn was causing defects, which was being passed on to the customer. So what we did after quite a few months of very hard work, we started getting all the stock numbers correct on the system, putting minimum numbers against all our stock levels to make sure that we didn't run out. And yeah, pleased to say, I mean, we send, I would say 2,000 plus orders every single week, and we're getting, all we're getting from customers now is there's no more, where's my order? It's, oh, thank you very much for getting your order out to me really quickly. And that's changed just through changing certain things and actually having a look and stopping and thinking, why was this happening? And trying to sort it to make it better for the customer when they're purchasing from us.
That's amazing.
Lovely. Brilliant. Thank you, Alex.
Okay, so what happens here from our stock system? You mute that. Sorry.
Okay.
Alex from our stock system prints the Kanban, but he doesn't have it physically printed here. It comes out the printer at the completely other end of the building to eliminate the excess motion of taking it there. So we're going to go to there now. We're going to walk quickly there. We're going to be back in this area because this is where the product ends up at.
A beautiful shop, Jack.
Thanks.
It's great to hear the deadly waste in an English accent as well.
So these buildings, this is our last building we actually built ourselves 3 years ago. And as you can see, we have 5 CNC laser cutting machines, and this is what we use to turn the raw material into finished product. So majority of our products all are based from sheet metal. So if we go over here, Alex's computer is directly connected to this printer. So he prints the requirements. So this is the product SKU, how many is needed, and deliver it to the laser. So the laser operator will tear these off and produce their own parts. So it's very easy. Before that was a lot of excess motion, carrying around Kanban, but now it's one thing, single thing. So this is an example of that product that was on the office wall. That was cut. Imagine that was being cut. So we're going to follow that round, and I'm going to show you each stage it's going to be.
So Jack, I have a question for you. So
sure.
there are many lasers there. Is there a printer at every laser, or there's just one printer, and then the operator takes to the laser they're going to produce it on?
Yeah, one separate. Each laser, we use different lasers to do different thicknesses material. So that's one printer in the middle.
Okay, got it. So that one printer, they then allocates it accordingly to the laser that they need.
Exactly. Yeah, the operator does that. And that's throughout the day. At least every hour, there will be a look at the inventory system and print off the requirements.
Okay. And then what about programming the laser? Does he scan the barcode? Is there a barcode on the label that then programs the laser? How does that work?
For instance, on this particular product, on the laser, there will be a nest of these parts. So all he has to do is open ID 305, and there will be a full sheet quantity of that if that's what we're producing. And then he'll cut a sheet of those components, or how many ever are required. So we do have a range of around 1,500 different products we produce. Right. This being one that's very, very simple, like one piece. Others, we make assemblies of things. But this is just an example. I wanted to show you guys what we actually do. So this is sheet metal. One of our products that I designed and developed 5 years ago, we've sold around 3 million of them. So we actually had to make a robot cell to produce them. And rather than going to an external company to make this for us, who would charge us a lot of money, we decided to make it in-house. So we bought the robot, and then we had press machine. And we had one clever guy called Chris, who we're going to see in a minute, who put it all together. So everything else you see, he actually designed and manufactured here. All the in-feed conveyor, the suction system, everything. So I want to open this now so you can see inside and see exactly what it's doing, because this used to be a 2-man job, and it's quite burden. Would you want to fold them all day? Probably not. No, so the robot does it for us. We actually incorporated a print head. Oh, I think we've lost video. Can you see?
No, we can just see a picture of you.
We lost you there for a minute, but the robot's fantastic. How you've got that managed in there, and you didn't have to spend a lot of money on that either, Jack, did you?
No. So we, as I said, we wanted to design and manufacture in-house ourselves, and we made it happen. We have a very good can-do attitude. Can you see our video?
Yeah,
no, we can't.
I just let you back in, but I'm not seeing you yet. Should come back on. I just let you in.
Okay,
so
okay, brilliant.
So what that's doing is just setting up to bend every one of those in the brake.
Exactly. So before, it was quite a burden job for an operator to stand and do that all day. We even incorporated a print head, which actually prints the product barcode, and that used to be an extra day and another process of the labels being applied.
And
so I'd like you to meet. Yep.
You made 3 million of those
in the last 5 years. Yes.
And then how many are you making a day right now?
Around 2,000 our demand is at the moment, I believe. 1,800.
Unbelievable.
Wow.
So I'd like you to,
Can I ask a question real quick?
Yeah.
With that much cutting and that much redundancy, what about a stamp? What about a stamping machine instead of a laser to cut the parts out?
with it being stamped, it creates a lot more material waste.
Ah, okay.
It is quicker. It's quicker, but we don't have that demand. So it's the way they're nested together on the laser, we get nearly 95% material usage on the sheet.
Got it. Got it.
So with stamping, it would be lots and lots of waste.
Oh, perfect.
Plus you get deburring issues as well.
Really good.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
And I'd like you to, Paul, if you could meet Chris, who is the guy who put it all together. And if you have any questions, he's the guy who learned on the job putting it together.
So you're not intimidated, Chris, by the idea of having to set that thing up?
Well, it wasn't just a simple idea. It was the whole process that we actually gone through the years, actually having older machine, which was generating massive amount of defects. And we've been looking and thinking of solutions and, working, learning day by day on improvements on the old machine or how we could implement them into the old one and coming up with or even new solution as this is and building it step by step.
Right. Chris, let me ask you a question. Talk to me about defects. How does that fit into your whole thinking about production? Is that a difficult question?
It's not difficult. How am I thinking into defect? What it's a waste, isn't it? So it's something that we don't want to have. Especially in these days where everything is expensive, no one wants to pay for something that is not needed, not necessary, isn't it? So as we are humans, we don't want to waste the food. We don't want to waste our lives. We want to live, and that's how I see it personally.
Right. So I think the interesting thing is a lot of people just think about production, but you're not necessarily thinking about production. You're thinking about eliminating defects.
Yes, the same as in our personal lives. If we have our car lights not working, this is creating hazard in our life. If something not going to be as it should be, it might result tragically on it. So that's what I work personally every day to fix what bugs me and
right.
If I'm seeing something being problematic, fix it, repair it,
it's really good.
Or find a new solution different for it.
So many people just tolerate the defects, think of it as part of the process, but it sounds like you're really hunting them down. I think that's what I'm getting at.
Working on it every day.
Yeah, awesome. Great job.
That's a great attitude. Great attitude. Yeah.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Chris, thank you.
Thank you too.
Okay, next we're gonna just mute that. We're gonna go over to the folding area where this product will be folded. No, we're not. I'm terrible today. I've practiced this quite a few times. Right.
That's why you have a team.
Yeah, that's why I have a team. They're pointing at me behind the scenes. So in this particular build cell is where we produce our oversized items. So this is actually a spray booth, which we design and manufacture. And this build cell here has been put together recently to facilitate that in the easiest possible way. So these are all improvements that my guys have made. I haven't run around crazy chasing things. This is Sławek. He's done a great job organising his tools and equipment to make his job easy. And, so he's not hunting for things. And we just love making and doing things in an easy fashion.
Well, so Jack, you guys are actually making spray booths now.
Yeah.
And how did you get into doing that? Did people come to you? I mean, that was
No.
totally outside your thing, what you normally do.
Of course. So there's a turntable that goes on here, and it's a spray booth. You know why we've got this? Because
gosh, that is incredible. Who's buying that? What kind of customers buying that?
Industrial customers. They're not a big seller. We probably sell one a week at the moment.
I love it. That is beautiful. What does that cost?
£2,500.
Oh man, I would take that in 5 seconds. That is bitching.
Yeah. And you know why we have this? Is because we needed one ourselves.
Yeah.
And we looked online, we looked to buy one. And why the hell we want to buy one? We have the machines to make one. And I said to Chris, let's make one. And he's like, okay, sure, okay. But for us, it's like playing,
Oh, it's beautiful.
Chris is so crazy with what he does. Inside here, we didn't go buy in a shop-bought fan housing. We actually make the fan impellers, the blades. All we do is buy a motor, and we manufacture the rest here from sheet metal.
You're kidding me.
Have you got fan blades here? Yeah, come through. I'll show you.
Get
So
out of here.
we buy in the motor, we make this. We design and manufacture that fan blade. You know, nobody does that. I don't think. Maybe we're crazy. Actually, Chris is crazy. He's the one who done it and said he wanted to do it.
That's brilliant.
I think
Yeah.
that is outrageous.
Yeah, me too. It's amazing. We have a very good can-do attitude. I say we can build anything, but probably not a satellite that goes to space. Chris says, yeah, sure we could. And I'm like, maybe not that.
Oh my gosh, Jack, that's a beautiful story. I love that.
And
Innovation
many
at its
stories are
best.
like that. We turn our hands to everything because we've been let down by so many professionals in our lives. You won't believe it.
Yeah, no, I'm sure.
Yeah. So this product comes to this area flat. This is Stuart. He's been here a couple of years.
Stuart.
And as you can see, again, he's made, all his tools are laid out perfectly. He knows the 8 wastes. He's eliminated them every day. And he's doing a fantastic job. From when he first come here, he's made hundreds of small improvements every day. And you can ask him any question you like, Paul, like he did.
Yeah, Stuart. So what's your thinking about lean? Tell me about how do you feel about lean thinking?
How do I feel about lean thinking? Well, I think it's better than any other workplace, really. The way you have to think about things and do things, and the concept you have on things is a lot better than
Why?
a normal workplace.
Why?
Because it makes the job easier and a better workflow, better quality, and a better place to work, really, all around.
Yeah, awesome. Do you do any lean at home at all? Do you think about it when you go home, or no, just at work?
Yeah, well, I've got a story about my mother. Once I was at her house and she was cooking food, and there was a timer at the other side of the room, and I kept seeing her walk backwards and forwards to check the timer. So I said to her, well, why don't you move the timer above the cooker, which saves you walking across the room all them times, which she did. And yeah, so that was good as well.
Good for you. It's fun, isn't it? It's a big game.
Yeah, it is fun at problem solving. It makes you a lot better at problem solving. So
What's your favorite improvement that you've done in your area? The one that's helping you the most?
right now, my best improvement is probably this trolley that holds a product on it, and it has every part I need for the product on it, as you can see. Then before, we used to just pile them all on a pallet, and then like it would all be piled on top of each other, and it would take me longer to fold it and longer to process it. But now it's literally, as soon as I get the order, it's done within half an hour. So
Love it.
it saves me a lot of time.
Oh my gosh.
Wow, headache. That's well done. I love it.
Just love it.
That's very cool. So you're building the order then on that, right?
Yeah, well, it's not just that. The only sort of trolley we've done that with, like over here, I've got a trolley with all spare parts on it, this brew trolley here, whereas this a year ago, all these parts used to be scattered around the workshop everywhere and piling up, but now everything's in one place where I need it. And yeah, no running around to look for parts. Everyone knows where each part goes now. Everything's labeled, so it's a lot easier.
That's very cool. Well done. Well done.
Yeah.
Nice.
Perfect.
Okay,
Thank you.
thanks, Stuart.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Great
Stuart.
job.
So this area is where we turn this flat part into this folded part. So it's a product flow. We've still got a lot of improvements to do in how we move our products around the factory, from lasers to folding. We're not so fantastic on the trolley, so that's a big improvement we've been trying to work on. So we're going to go around now to our powder coating department. So when products are folded, they get queued up here, and this is what's going to be folded. And really, this is only about, they were cut and produced probably 2 or 3 hours ago. So we don't have products here sitting here overnight. Everything's constantly flowing and being processed. So if we go now into this powder coat booth, this is where black and brown things are powder coated. So Damien has been here and he's set up all his tools and equipment. This is another story of someone being very responsible for their tools and equipment and making their job easier. And I think I've really had an ethos of people to make them enjoy their work and being responsible for their tools and equipment. And I think it gives them great satisfaction of doing their job. We actually reuse the waste black powder, and it goes round and round. And again, we designed and manufactured these ovens, this spray booth, and that's because we had that can-do attitude. We didn't want to go buy it, so we built it.
That is just amazing, Jack.
It is. It's incredible.
Yeah. And if we walk this way, we have certain products obviously are not black or brown. So we have another exact same oven and spray booth setup where we process colored parts. So you can see some parts there hanging now. We have the oven on the right, and again, everything's where it should be, and people are making their job easier so we can produce good quality for the customer.
Really clean powder coating operation.
Yeah, yeah. So this is where this part would be turned from bare steel to a pink powder coated finish, and the product flow will go this way.
And why is it pink? Dare I ask?
Pretty and pink.
Because we have black, white, or a pink one. Pink, I felt that customers might like this in their factory because the product is actually called No Excuse Cleaning Bracket. You know, you can't not see that on a machine or equipment not to keep your stuff clean.
I see. Okay. And which one's the best seller? What color?
Maybe the black, actually.
Yeah.
I wished it was the pink one. So this is a new actual building we've put up in the last 6 weeks, and we've just moved in. So we've still got a bit of things to sort out. So this is our two-bin system nut and bolt rack inspired by Ryan at Seating Matters. And it's such a great benchmark for organizing nuts and bolts.
Yes, isn't it beautiful? And you got a picture of everything on the front. That's awesome.
Exactly. And the way it works, once this box is empty, the person would scan the QR code, which emails the office, and then they would purchase more. Once they arrive, they go back in the box and back in the rack. And since doing this, there's never been any stock problems on nuts and bolts. It's been, you know, it runs itself. It's fantastic.
That is incredible. And you pull the back one forward, obviously.
Exactly. Pull the back one forward. The empty one goes on the end of this rack. It's so simple. You just got to stop and think.
Yeah.
This is a new work cell we've put together since my Japan trip. I think I said to you in Japan, Paul, I really wanted some small individual work cells where we can replicate products and make lots of improvements. This is actually one of them we started work on. So we have a product where we have to sticker the side panels, and right here is exactly where they are. You know, it's so easy. I put 3 dispensers in the back, and you know, it's so easy to work, and you can't get it wrong.
Amazing.
Wow.
And this is actually another new product that's been, you can slot on things, and it's changing what we do, and then it's improving what the customer can have as well.
And you made all the benches and everything?
We make everything. me and Chris actually put this building up. This one, well, all of them we put up. I'm not saying this one, but this one we literally moved in 6 weeks ago. So this machine manufactures the cardboard packaging, and what happens is when the products arrive in this area, the Kanbans, which you've seen earlier, come directly over to this desk and go into a slot here, much like a restaurant.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
And then on this desk, they know to produce, say, 5, 10 of that particular box or package, and also print the labels just in time, exactly what's needed.
That's great, because you got one.
Jack, once again, why are you cutting your own corrugated out instead of just buying the boxes? So you reduce the inventory?
Yeah, but because we got nearly, well, over 1,000 products, we did start buying in dedicated boxes for each product, and we run out of room so quick. We don't have much room here. So now we don't store inventory of the boxes. We can change the design. If we don't like it, we can change within 10 minutes. You know, and when we launch a new product, when you launch a new product, we don't know whether it's going to sell that great. But with this, we can make one box and, you know, and sell it with no risk of having a big inventory full of the cartons.
What a brilliant business.
Yeah, it is. It's great because you got less packaging as well going inside, because you got different sizes going in a standard box. And what do they do with the packaging? So you're helping the environment as well. Incredible.
Of course. Yeah. And along here, these are products which have been probably laser cut a few hours ago, powder coated, ready to be packaged.
And what are those,
assembly desk.
what are the green ones? I'm just curious. What are those green products?
The green ones are a lockable parcel box. So to stop porch pirates. So you'd put that on your driveway or by your front door, and Amazon will put the parcel inside and lock it to keep your parcels safe.
God, you guys
Wow.
have clever stuff.
So
this
Jack,
is a
question.
Yeah.
Paul has a goal. Every time an order comes in, they've got 2 hours. Maybe it's 1 hour now. I'm not sure because it's been a while since
Two
I
hours.
dived in. Still 2 hours to get the order shipped out. What's your goal? Do you set a goal depending obviously on the product?
Yeah, 99% of our products we will ship the same day. There's probably maybe 5% we allow 7-day production time. So the spray booths which you've seen, we have a 7-day turnaround on production. But as we've been making it for a year now, we're getting more and more lean in the process. We now can turn one of them down in about a day and a half. So if you ordered one right now, it would ship on Friday.
Wow.
Wow. Jack, are you making wood stoves there? What's that wood stove for?
Yeah, that's a wood stove we produce.
Really?
Yeah.
How thick is steel? You're cutting pretty heavy steel on that.
That is 1/4-inch plate.
Wow, that's impressive.
Yeah.
Wow. And is that popular?
Currently it is, yeah, because energy prices have gone through the roof.
Gosh, amazing what you're making.
It is. It's unbelievable.
And the best thing.
How many hits a day do you get on your website, Jack?
I don't know. I can ask someone. How many? 10,000. Around 10,000.
Wow.
So yeah, this area, it gets packaged. So the bracket here, this is where it turns into a finished package item. Simple as that.
Wow.
So we're going to go now to where the products would travel to leave and go into the shipping and the grocery aisles. So through this area, you can see everything's got a standard location. And this is where products will queue up to be powder coated. All the standardized boxes. We have 4 standard size boxes we actually buy in. And another QR code ordering system.
Very cool.
Eliminate. Yeah. This has been set up a couple of weeks ago because I think on our trial for this, our cardboard packing machine was actually here. So this has all been moved in the last few weeks.
Jack, I don't get it. You got a wooden workbench there. It should be made out of metal, shouldn't it?
Well, like I said, this has been
prototype.
Yeah, this has been put together in the last couple of weeks.
Really?
So we're running the experiment, and this cart here goes outside for when we're packing oversized products on pallets.
Ah, I didn't know
So
you metal workers knew how to work with wood.
Yeah, of course I do. I used to be a carpenter.
Good for you, man. I make everything out of wood. I don't even know how to.
Yeah, I know. I started my life actually with a wood turning lathe when I was 10.
Really? Wow.
Yeah.
How about that?
So just quickly,
the bench
while
was
we're
made
passing.
from old pallets, maybe.
Yeah, exactly. That's who we are. You know. Again, this is the first use of the QR code ordering system for our powder coat, and it works fantastic. We're not chasing no Kanban cards around. Yeah, it's really good. We've never had, since doing that, I've never had a problem where we've run out of any powder coating or anything. It's been so fantastic.
And they're just scanning it with their phone, right?
Exactly. It emails the office, but the actual one for our metal, we've made that actually email the supplier, so it doesn't even go to our office anymore.
Really?
So we're not even got to do the administration for forwarding the email. So it goes direct to supplier. And I think we are going to update that to go direct to supplier too.
Perfect.
Yeah. So the finished product basically comes to this area now and goes onto our grocery aisles that actually face the door directly as the product's leaving the building. Before we go up the grocery aisle and show you the other end, this packing team focus board, I learned this at a recent tour of Toyota engine plant in Wales, UK. Okay. And what they do, they meet in smaller teams. So we do this once here and once in production with only the people that it involves. So this is where we focus on fixing smaller problems. So we have ongoing tasks. An example is table and lights in packing. Basically, they needed improving. So once we've spoke about that as a group, we'll highlight orange. And then every day we'll review that. Has it been done? What do you need to make that happen? And when it's done, we highlight green. So it's very visual and easy to track things. And it's great for managing their more complicated tasks that you can't just tell someone to go do. It's really, really great improvement.
Amazing.
Yeah.
How was the Toyota plant tour?
It was really good. I was there for a week and it was learning about the TPS system. It's a bit, for me, I'm a simple thinker. It's a bit too much for what I need to know. Right. Really, I learned all I need to know from you, Paul. So, and 2 second lean and Alex Ramirez, you know, leave things better than you found it, eliminate the waste. There you go, job done.
That's amazing, Jack.
Well, it is simple, that's for sure.
Yeah. So grocery aisle, everything has been produced here. It will last us a week or two, and everything here was being manufactured in the last week or two. So for instance, this finished product will go on the shelf. It doesn't go there, but you get the idea.
I really think, Jack, you have one of the coolest business models ever.
Oh, really?
Well, because you get to be so creative and you can build anything, and you can just and I don't feel like, you know, as a person that develops products, you know, a lot of times just, well, can we do that? It's going to cost so much money for the inventory. We're going to have to deal with this, deal with that. And you've created a process where there really isn't any encumbrance to come out with a new product and seeing if it works. Yeah,
exactly. We could dream up a product right now and have it on sale tomorrow if we really, you know, if we wanted.
Sure.
And that's what I enjoy doing, and I think everyone here does too. Exactly. This rack here, we ship a lot of products which are not boxed. So these are metal brackets, and we use gravity because it's free, and it flows directly down to the picking area. So as you can see, there's lots of variations of metal brackets. The one we see earlier that the robot producing. So they're picked. A customer might buy 5 of them, 6 of them, and a variation. So we can see now Sławek is picking the order to the customer requirements. Straps them on the strapping machine, and then Phil at the other end is producing the cardboard boxes and then puts them down the ramp again because gravity is free to Sławek, who has the box ready. Once the product's in the box,
so one guy's feeding the box, the other guy's putting the box in and then feeding it right back to him for the final packaging.
Yeah, so he's checking it, putting the leaflet in and sealing it, and then putting it onto the pallet for the orders going out. And
it's brilliant.
And this was an example of stopping what we're doing, and we took three weeks of morning improvement time to keep improving this. And this was all stuff we had in the yard from other projects, you know, and we just tech screwed and cable tied and kind of threw it together, and it worked so well.
Now I'm watching him right now. He's going to build a box. When's he going to build a box? Oh, okay, so he's building the box right now.
Yep.
So nobody's ever waiting on anybody. There's always a little bit of inventory between the two of them, just as a buffer.
Exactly. Yeah.
Beautifully done. Wow.
Yeah. So he's going to put and we've got an option to have, when we're busy in the summer, we'll put some on the other side. So we have 2 people feeding boxes.
Oh, that's incredible. Really well.
It works very well.
Well, most people would never think to connect the work like that. That's fantastic.
Yeah. We stood there with bits of string and sticks and what could we do? You know, you really have to stop and think, what can we do? And even if it's crazy, we want any crazy idea, you know, we'll do it.
It's an experiment and you just run it.
Yeah, exactly. Run the experiment. So we're going to go back in the office now. Yeah.
Jack, remind me as you're walking, how many employees do you have?
Currently 15.
15
we
employees.
was up at 20. Yeah, we was up at 20.
Yeah.
We changed some people, and you know, you have to change the people or change the people. I think Tom Hughes said that.
That's exactly right. And when you first were doing this type of business, how long from when you drank the juice to when you got everybody, all your 15 people, convinced that this is the right way to go?
Well, probably. So once I come back from Japan, I implemented the lean bathroom and kitchen, so to speak. I still didn't get that great traction. I was thinking, how the hell am I going to do that everywhere? And I was thinking, how am I going to do that everywhere? And I went to Japan twice. The second time to see what was going on, and you know, ask Paul more questions. And I come back, and then I went to Riverside, California for a lean summit, and I learned a lot there. We went to visit Ryan at Seating Matters, and it was very much being in the lean community and lean maniacs with Dave. He, you know, seeing so much good information and videos. And then Alex Ramirez come along 2 years after I started lean journey, and only then I started at the basics again, 3Sing every day. That's really when it changed for me. So it's I was trying too hard, and really, you know, it's really have to start small and very, very, very simple.
To quote Ken Mogi, everything starts small, doesn't it?
Yeah, exactly that. And I truly believe that.
When he said that, I've never forgot that. When he said that, that was the first time he said everything starts small. Yeah.
So that concludes the tour, and hopefully I've shown you enough of how
Jack,
we're
you're just absolutely amazing. So let's go to the Q&A. Let's go to the Q&A, Richard.
Okay, so Brian, are you still with me, or
I'm here, Richard. Can you hear me?
Okay, go ahead, Brian.
Yeah, looks like a lot of the questions have been answered in the back and forth, but Tony has a couple here at the front end that he was asking. And the first one was, does each laser have a different thickness? And why not put a printer at each one? Because that's the first question.
We do use each laser for a specific thickness still. Laser 5 only produces the products for the robot folding cell. The printer is only, we was running an experiment on that improvement in the last probably 4 months, and they're quite expensive. They're £500 each. So I haven't rushed to buy one for every laser. I've been trying to think of an easier, better way.
But one operator runs multiple lasers, right?
He does, yeah. One operator runs 4 lasers.
You really only need one printer. He just pulls it out and he goes over to the printer that he goes over to the laser that needs to set it up, because he's not waiting by a laser. He's running around all the time.
Yeah, exactly. That's, you know, yeah.
So I don't know that it's necessary, but you could do it, but I don't know that it's just a printer in a central location and go. Yeah. Okay. Any other questions?
The second question, again from Tony, is there a light curtain behind the door that was just opened, or can people just reach into the work envelope?
This was on the
robot folding set.
Yeah, it's a safety.
There is, but we disabled it for the purpose of the video.
Thank you.
Very good, Jack. Excellent tour, and I think we've answered all the questions.
All right.
Well, yeah, we have. I mean, we answered them as we went through, Jack. And I mean, your tour was so self-explanatory. It was unbelievable. And
okay, perfect.
You know, on behalf of AME and Paul and the rest of the people that joined us, we want to give you a huge, big thank you. Sharing what you're doing, and obviously sharing your thinking and the engagement that you've got with your team. It's unbelievable. And I mean, the 4 criteria that you've got behind you: safety, quality, simplicity, and speed. And then the 8 wastes. And I assume that's your morning meeting area as well. It's unbelievable. And the fact that people will do this every day at work, and it's going to roll over to them at home as well. So we've actually got another question. How long does it take for Jack to make the daily 3S and improvement videos? Does his team watch these in the morning meeting?
That's a
So
good
that was
question, 'cause
from
you make a lot of those. Yeah.
Yeah, so I edit them in the morning, and it probably takes me, I edit the previous day's improvements the next morning, and it probably takes me around 5 to 10 minutes on an
Wow,
app
that's
on my
good.
phone.
That's good.
Maybe quicker. Yeah, maybe quicker.
Android
It's so
or-
quick and easy.
Android or Apple?
Android. I won't buy Apple. That's another story.
Yes, we don't want to get into that, Paul.
No.
I could tell he was an Android guy. I just knew it, man. If you're from
Yeah.
the UK, you gotta be. You don't do Apple in the UK.
I used to have an iPhone 4S, 2 of them, and they both broke. And I said, I'm never buying that piece of shit ever again. So I've never buy it again. They broke within 2-3 weeks. So yeah, never again. So if I say I'm going to do something, I'm going to do it.
So Daniel's asking, how long you been in business, Jack?
So I started business 2007. I was importing mainly, and I struggled with quality from importing. So I started to manufacture very, very slowly, and it's just gone on from there as the years have gone by. But now we manufacture 95% of our products and import 5%, but it used to be manufacture 5% and import 95%.
Good for you.
It's great. It's fantastic. Jack, again, thank you so much. All the comments that are coming through in the chat is just purely positive. They're all solid gold. And we want to thank you so much.
Hopefully you enjoyed the video. Remember, like and subscribe and pass this on to other people. Let's change the world together. And remember my app, 2-Second Lean Play. It's all free, and it has all my books in the audio version, as well as some other great authors. You're really going to enjoy it.
Brought to you by paulakers.net, where you'll find all Paul's books and lean resources for free, including the new 2-Second Lean Play app, like Audible, but free. To listen to Lean is Lean on the 2-Second Lean Play app at paulakers.net.